Alright. Excuse the shitty quality. If I can get it right. Okay. Alright, rudimentary here. You can call me whatever you want, honestly, but today I'm going to talk about optimal DPS rotation for a Dragoon. And I'm also going to complain about some things. But I'm going to go ahead and get the rotation out the way, so you can just skip that part if you want. But, alright. Side note, I have seen plenty of Dragoon videos about optimal DPS and whatnot, but I see the same mistake every time, and that's of course heavy thrust, and then they do whatever combination they can do after that, or whatever they add into the video. I just want to say I think they messed up right then and there, because where's the blood for blood? I mean, blood for blood is that's what you want to start out with, right? I mean, because your heavy thrust buff is based off of your stats, because you're doing 10% more damage. It's 10% of your stats. So if blood for blood increases your stats, why would you not put heavy thrust while you have elevated stats opposed to your normal stats? But I don't know. I guess people don't think about that. But without further ado, here's the optimal DPS rotation, and I'll talk about what I did after the rotation is over, just so people are clear. Alright, let's take it from the top. Okay, of course, blood for blood, heavy thrust. And then you saw me do impulse, and then you saw me, what I like to call animation cancel into disembowel. And now, animation canceling, it is what it is. I mean, you're using another animation to cancel another animation. It really speeds up your I wouldn't say it speeds up your DPS, because if you want to get technical about it, it makes things a lot more smoother. It really does. And of course, it adds on to more DPS if you can, if you can add on another move in between a global cooldown. But I mean, that's a whole nother topic. But again, animation canceling in a sentence is using off cooldown skills during, I can't stress that enough, not after, using off cooldown skills during cooldown skills. So, impulse drive, internal release, or disembowel, power surge. You still got it off, but I mean, the animation is just sped up. And now I'm on chaos thrust. Side note, chaos thrust, and then any jump that we have right after or during the chaos thrust animation is just sexy as hell. So if you do chaos thrust with jump, sexy as hell. If you do chaos thrust with spine shatter, sexy as hell. It doesn't matter. It just, if you use it like as soon as you use it, it executes every time. It's just sexy as hell. But anyway, animation cancel, it's not hard, it really isn't, but it helps this class out a lot, seeing as the fact that we are pretty much the lowest melee DPS in this patch as of now. And I'm not number crunching. I know we have the potential to be the highest melee DPS, but I mean, monks, they already get our blood for blood. They also have internal release, a better internal release. I'm not sure what other side skills they have, but I do know they have our blood for blood. And monks do more DPS on a longer strat out fight opposed to dragoons, because we are spike damage opposed to constant damage that monks pull off. But I'm getting into my rant. I'm sorry. So again, blood for blood, heavy thrust, impulse canceled by internal, disembowel canceled by power surge, chaos thrust followed by a jump, true thrust, Vorpal, live surge, full thrust, canceled by leg sweep, and then phlebotomize. And that's all under the 20-second blood for blood count. And I wouldn't, the reason why I didn't include Dragonfire is because, I mean, if I get a crit with it, it's around 830 damage, 830 to 850. If I don't crit, it's about 530-ish. But why would you want to do that opposed to adding a dot that had why would you want to do that opposed to applying a dot while blood for blood is up, and it'll do damage as if you still had blood for blood up, if that made a little sense. Sorry, I confused myself, but if you have blood for blood up and then you apply a dot, it'll still do damage as if you had blood for blood on, is what I'm trying to say. So a dot opposed to doing a Dragonfire dive, I mean, common sense. I wouldn't say common sense, but I mean, put 2 and 2 together. But Dragonfire, I rarely use that. I rarely use it, honestly. I mean, it's a 3-minute cooldown for what, 300-ish, 300, 400 damage. It's unnecessary, really. I mean, you can be showy if you want, show-offy, but I mean, honestly, I don't use Dragonfire that much. But alright, link is, I mean, yeah, in the description below is what I did, is what my optimal DPS rotation was. It's pretty self-explanatory. I even explained the animation cancels along with it. And now for my little rant, I just honestly have to say that it does suck being the lowest melee DPS. It does. I mean, I do have a couple of classes on the other side, but I mean, I like Dragoon as it is. I want to play this class, so I'm gonna play this class. I mean, I know people tell me all the time well, why don't you play Monk? Well, I don't want to. I mean, is it the whole point to play the class you want? So I mean, it does suck that you are the lowest melee DPS when you number crunch. We are the lowest melee DPS, and on top of that, our cross class skills are shit. I mean, they are just god awful terrible. Bloodbath, why would we need that? I mean, we shouldn't be getting hit anyway, unless we're off tanking, which I know we can kind of off tank in a little bit, but we shouldn't be getting hit regardless, unless we get hit by an area of effect. Second wind, again, if we get hit by an area of effect. Foresight, again, another tanking skill. We shouldn't be tanking. Fracture, that's a crucial part of our DPS. It helps. I wouldn't say crucial. It helps a lot, though. It helps a lot. Fracture does help a lot. Internal release, I think that's honestly the only plus in the cross-class abilities, which, honestly, I think we should have critical hit. I mean, not critical hit. Internal release in our class setup anyway, because we're based on critical hits, right? So why don't we have this skill? I mean, I know we have live surge, but that's the only move that ensures, I mean, that has critical hit rate attached to it, or a critical hit attached to it. I know it's a guaranteed critical hit. I mean, I know we can get like 1.1k off of it if we pull our cards right, but I mean, that's the only move we have involving critical hit rates, and we're supposed to be based off of critical hits, so why don't we have that? But aside from that, bards and monks also carry our blood for blood. And first of all, wait, why do both of these classes have blood for blood? I mean, it's a great DPS skill. I mean, obviously, but I mean, our blood for blood for these three? No. That is just completely not fair. And I'm not going to level up Marauder. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm not gonna lie. Warrior, just to get Mercy Strike when I'd have to just weave that into a combo altogether. I think that's unnecessary. It's just, point being, we have shitty cross-class skills. That's what I think. We should have Bard's, what is it, Raging Strikes, I think, that increases your damage by 20%. We should get that. That's, I mean, that's, I would be all right if we could get that. You can call me if I'm crying or whining, complaining. I don't care. I want that skill. 20% plus damage. I mean, come on now. And then they get blood for blood on top of that. What? Okay. And don't give me that. Don't give me that. They play songs and then they get 20% reduction. I don't give a crap. No, that's not okay. And monks, they're just a better overall melee DPS in general. So with that being said, I hope 2.1 is really good to Dragoons. I really do. I mean, I know we're supposed to be getting a buff. Monks are supposed to be getting a buff too. And I honestly think that buff is revolved around being able to DPS moving targets. I think not like straight up just, being able to slide everywhere and start stabbing stuff or punching stuff, but just a fix on that. And also to the fact that bards can move in DPS at the same time and be less affected by the fight opposed to melee DPS that have to weave area of effects and then still get in their rotations and then move out the way, jump and whatnot. I think they're just trying to address that. They're not gonna nerf bards. What bards are complaining and crying about. They aren't gonna nerf y'all. Well, I mean they are gonna nerf y'all, but they're not gonna nerf to the extent in which y'all are thinking. They're just gonna add a couple of gimps to where it's a little fair to the other DPS class. Well, mainly melee DPS classes, because we are out there getting our asses kicked and we have no bonus damage or anything like that. I mean, come on now. Come on. Coils is already anti-melee DPS as it is. I don't care what you say. It's anti-melee freaking DPS. Anti-melee DPS. But anyway, that's my rant. I'm done. I hope this video helped for the Dragoons that have trouble with the optimal DPS rotation. And again, this rotation is just for I guess burning bosses. I mean, I use it on anything and everything, really, if I can get it off. I'll just try to keep out blood for blood or something, or depending on the situation. But I mean, again, here it is. Of course, this dude wants to walk in front of my video. That's okay. And there it is again. I'll leave the actual step-by-step moves in the description below. Don't worry about that. And I'll see y'all later. Have a good one.